The Viewsonic M1 Plus is a portable projector that comes in a well-packaged box with its fair share of branding and mention of Harman Kardon straight off the bat. It's quite a large box for what is a pretty handy device. Opening it up, there's the projector in a nice carry case, and we'll put that to the side for now. Straight under, you get a remote control, and under that are a bunch of cables. First up, there's one half of the power cable, followed by a Type-C to Type-C USB cable, which is of nice quality to say the least, and lastly, the other half of the power cable with the inline brick. Bringing the projector back in frame, there's a bit of paperwork alongside it, and then the device itself. To me, it seems like a well-finished product with great appeal, and it's quite portable just like the name suggests. You find the volume buttons, the back key, and the power button on the projector's rear, as well as some indents all around it to allow for cooling when in operation. The unique thing about the Viewsonic M1 Plus is its swivel design, which if you open up, automatically starts up the device. With this design, you can have the projector propped up at any angle you wish, although the best use case scenario is when it's placed perpendicular to a surface, as that gives you the straightest looking image. And I think Viewsonic makes that pretty clear, as the rubber pad for grip is only useful when the projector is in that position and not at an angle. Unfortunately, the device does not come with a zoom lens, so it automatically detects size based on distance. This takes away from flexibility when it comes to usage. However, with a bit of adjustment, you should get it working. The smallest screen size it can display is 24 inches, while the biggest is 100 inches, and there's a handy little knob slider that allows you to adjust the focus of the device. What is not so handy though is port arrangement. While the selection is good with things like HDMI and Type-C USB, the flap to open up the ports is not a great design choice. Plus, they're off to one side, which means when you've got the projector connected, it doesn't really bode well as the cables are trying to push it off. So I wish the ports were on the back of the device. But that's about it when it comes to most of its aesthetic. Now, to focus on performance, the projector is capable of handling files up to 1080p resolution, but it displays an output of WVGA, which translates to around 480p. This means high resolution footage will be downscaled when in use, so overall the projector is well suited for casual movie watching, giving presentations during meetings, or watching a sports game on a weekend. It comes with vertical auto keystone, which works well. However, it does not orient the screen perfectly, which I think would have been possible if there was a horizontal auto keystone feature support as well. The image is sort of tapered, but you can live with it. Also, at 300 lumens of brightness, you'd want to make sure that the device is being used in a dark room with as little light as possible for the best results. Now, buried under the settings, you find a lot of things you can tweak when it comes to display, but also the audio. I think the audio powered by Harman Kardon is the best I've experienced on a portable projector so far. It can easily fill up a medium-sized room and has reasonable clarity when watching TV shows, for example. You can also play around with audio profiles depending on what your preference is, but I stuck to using the movie preset, which I thought was the best all-rounder. All throughout, I didn't find the device to be extremely loud in terms of ambient noise, nor did it heat up to any uncomfortable amount, so that's good on all fronts. There's even a dedicated audio mode on this thing, which turns your projector into a Bluetooth speaker, saving power in the process. And before I talk about power and battery life, let me address some of the extra features on this thing. The built-in 16GB of storage allows you to carry media with you, so if you don't have an HDMI or a Type-C USB connection, you can still watch your favorite things. There's also micro SD card support as well as wireless projection support, and while the wireless projection is useful, it never seemed to work for me on Android devices, and when using it with an iOS device, it suffered a lot from stutter and lag. The stutter and lag isn't just restricted to wireless casting though. Being a Wi-Fi enabled projector, you can easily connect it to the internet and access an inbuilt Aptoide TV application store to download applications. But the navigation experience in the store and the selection of applications in general is a bit underwhelming and never piqued my interest too much. With that being said, the battery life on this thing is average. Using the full potential of the device with the highest brightness settings, you can expect just shy of 2 hours of battery life. So if you're planning a movie marathon, I'd suggest toning down on the brightness, which in turn sacrifices quality but gets you about 4 hours of battery life, so that's a good enough increase. In an ideal case, you'd want to carry the charger around, and if you do run completely flat, it takes around 2 to 3 hours before this thing is fully charged. So the Viewsonic M1 Plus does some things well and some crucial things not so well. To me, its 480p resolution is not that big of an issue. However, I did want wireless functionality, especially when casting from a phone, to be a lot better than this. There's lag and the experience is not consistent with all phones, and this is something I'd expect to be better on a portable projector. To add, I think the battery could also use some improvement, and the user interface and application library definitely needs a revamp to smoothen things up. I'd say as a standalone unit, if you intend to place the projector in one place, this might be a decent purchase, especially given its lower price tag compared to more conventional and larger projectors, but I'd still hold off on making this my go-to portable projector. So that's my take on the Viewsonic M1 Plus. Let us know what you think about it down in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, this was Vaibhav, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios!